So, Sawadee Krap, everyone. Welcome to my session. I miss several people here in this room. Hope they're coming soon, yeah? So I try, ladies and gentlemen, I try to connect with the motto of this conference today. And we'll be talking about localization with global impact. Taking this serious because we are talking about this, that the conference has a purpose, and I will not make advertising for the company. Apologize to my Siemens colleagues. I will try to use example from Siemens to show you how important it is to localize with contribute to the global impact in terms of sustainability. And you see here on this picture already, this shows how a motto, how railway can be sustainable, at first in the color, in the nature, but it is much more about it. It's not only about the nature. First of all, localization. Why localization is important and what has been done in Thailand. I take these few examples, and I believe several companies have been doing that as well. And of course, authorities, universities, operator and maintainer as well. Railway expertise from Thailand, for Thailand, ASEAN Pacific in the world. You see, it's going from local to the global impact. Here the example 30 years ago of projects and services in Thailand done by a company, in this case Siemens, led to growth of the local expertise of more than 1,000 people working today, have been working today in engineering, project and maintenance. But you can imagine there is some fluctuation of the people. That means they were much more expert local engineers who were developed during this process over the last 30 years. 99% of those people are Thai nationals. More and more international colleagues coming to Thailand. And I would say because this globalization, this, let's say, trends today lead to that people in and outbound moving here around, that is more movement to Thailand, but from Thailand around of the world. 99% Thai nationals over the 30 years, but it is not only the success to keep it like that, but to ensure that those people have a permanent chance to be developed. This fosters know-how transfer by job rotation in the country and out of the country, different areas. That means today our Thai colleagues travel around the world, going to different projects, but also foreigner with respective expertise coming to Thailand, not only to transfer, but also to learn. That means this fostering development of local people play important role because driving the chances for carbon neutral mobility in their own country. I do it here. I understand why it is, and I'm convinced to do it for others as well. It is an education which starts already in the school, but we are doing it at the company in a very practical way. People are convinced that it makes sense. And the change must happen in different way. Think about yourself. When you go to the beach, you see people coming with the bags, eating food and keeping the bags there because there's no education, people are not aware of what they have been doing. Here is a different way, and this will be carried on by our Thai colleagues around of the world, not only here. And I'm signing every day some approvals for business travel of our Thai colleagues around the world to provide service and do the job out of Thailand. So you can see here this competence which was developed here in the mass transit system mainline of Thailand, where we were able to establish, we call it the lead competence excellence. We have 2 engineering hubs within one organization, which is railway electrification and signaling. Our teams here developed engineer solution for worldwide application in Thailand. It was only possible as we started to transfer the technology know-how 30 years ago over the period of time to our local engineers. And because we are also doing maintenance here, and majority of the line where we were involved they have developed skilled, very well experienced maintenance experts. That's why we are running to the Competence Center for Rail Services, and these colleagues, especially focusing on the metro systems, have been going around of the world and supporting others as trainers, as designers, as experts in Asia Pacific, but also beyond. This is also other example of the localization with the global impact. And you see, but it's not, we are talking about a lot, very often about the high level of expertise, but it's not only that what the railway industry needs and railway operation needs. No? We are talking about the skilled technicians, and we have a long time ago recognized that the market, by the growing railway system in Thailand, will not provide enough trained, experienced workforces for this purpose, technicians, simple technicians. And therefore, we decided to tackle this requirement, this challenge with different solution of education programs. One is the dual education systems, together with Vocational Education Commission, belongs to Minister of Education, and respective technical colleges since 2004 until today. And there is written 2025. It is because we are approaching 2025. We have every 3 years extending our contracts, agreements with authorities, but we will be continuing proceeding with that. That means this dual education systems, which was established in Germany, and the German companies support that in abroad, around about 50% in the school, 50% at the industry, training by doing, learning by doing, but in Thailand this is a little less than 50%. We have to also admit that here a basic education has a certain gap, and the people need to spend more time in the school than in the practice. Now, there's around about, in our case, 70% in the colleges, 30% with us. And also here, industry supports with respective financial skills. That means over the time where the people study, they receive a scholarship, they receive respective financial support to enable people from the poor areas out of Bangkok to have a chance to participate. That means, you see, we are not participating, we are not supporting private institutions here, but schools, colleges driven by the authorities, where everyone has the same chance. And while selecting these people, we are selecting these people by the knowledge and the drive and their ownership, not about from which family do they come from, not about the wealth, but about the knowledge and about the drive and the mindset. Of course, also on the universities, we are supporting here curriculums on advising these curriculums. We are not drafting these curriculums, but supporting what makes sense from the industry perspective, and also provide our experts to carry on dedicated railway lectures in the respective Thai universities. You can see here two of them, King Mongkut University in Thonburi and Chulalongkorn University as examples, where, but there are more of them. So, but this is not everything. We are saying that bridging global with local is very important when we look on the collaboration on the institutional level. And you can see here from the right side, the EBC, there's European Chamber of Commerce. And you remember we were together. And this is one of the examples where a group, railway group, rail and road group is active, ensuring a link with the European Union and Thailand in different fields. In different fields, you can see here promoting investment, advocacy, and standards and everything which is related to that, to drive development here in Thailand, supported by European Union. Then going now more to national engagement between Thai and Germany in the German-Thai Chamber of Commerce in a similar way, but going more on a national level, in a similar approach. But last but not least, here, very strong driven on the local level, supported by the Thai and German government based on the G2G agreement, created a railway association, German-Thai Railway Association based on this agreement, fostering joint collaboration, development of Thai railways, global to local, by policies and standard know-how transfer in the 3 layers. We have today collaboration on the educational level. That's why we are today here. Yeah, research and development, industrial collaboration, and operation maintenance. There's 3 layers, but of course this is overlapping. Experts, people being passionate by those topics, work together. And GTIA, I'm representing today also GTIA, not only Siemens. I apologize, Jürgen, I forget the logo, but this is at least GTIA. Dr. Monpilai, GTIA is here on the side, and we here representing today not any particular company, representing German-Thai Railway Association. And Professor Nisai is with us as well, yeah? Yes. Okay, so now that was why I talk about localization. How to bridge the localization to the local impact. It is important to understand that the world is changing. We have this as a reminder to all of us that there are 5 major megatrends which shape our future. And they are really challenging megatrends. One is the demographic change. The society become older. They're in the well-developed markets, the improvements of GDP are given by productivity. There's not much development. This productivity has become a very important aspect. Heterogeneous population in different ecosystems, impacting labor development and immigration. See why also in Thailand more and more movement of the different nations are also visible here, because this development also of the industry, of the market lead to the needs of having experts, and this migration is one reason of that. Let's say, consequence of that. Urbanization, we see what is going on, more people going to the cities, investments in the building infrastructure, and we're not talking about farming, but it's one of the aspects today, how to use less land to have food, vegetables in the cities, but increasing demand of urban transport and logistics. Urban transport. If you look today to Bangkok, we had a few days ago an accident in New Phetchaburi Road at 4 o'clock in the morning, and until 9 o'clock, nothing was moving because of one lorry. You see how that kind of mega city become dependent of this, let's say, road transportation. No? That means the urban transport play an important role to people and as well as goods, logistic to the point of the final destination. Globalization. Not only globalization, but globalization. That means these more local approaches from the global megatrends to the local impact are important. Also, market are changing. You can see here this typical old important markets. The center of gravity is going to the more local areas, also in Southeast Asia, and this why is this happening? Because it's the high demand on the resilient on anybody living in this world. Environmental impact, not much to say, but also the environmental impact not only because of climate change, but also it increasing material extraction and circular economy. Yeah, this is very important. That this is taken also on the industrial level, very important. Seriously, digitalization, no doubt, it will play more and more important role. And My colleague here, Christian Melhorn, spoke about standardization. Also in this aspect, digitalization and standardization will go hand in hand. And provide a hope for the future, by the way. So now coming from that one, how localization and all these global trends will transform the everyday by using a respective technology, bridging global with local perspectives. And here only one slogan from my side that is important, that industry enable materialization of sustainable mobility solutions. But not alone, but together with the customer partners, moving people and goods seamlessly and transform mobility for everyone, as really for everyone, utilizing their open ecosystem, combining the array infrastructure, rolling stock, race services, and software to provide this sustainable, comfortable, and cost-effective race solutions. We are talking today more about race solutions, and what is the strategy? We will define the strategy by 4 different layers. First of all, ensure life cycle cost-optimized rail infrastructure and rolling stock. I will talk about later on. 100% availability, we know by heart that's not everywhere the case. Maximize network capacity, not only investment, but utilize to maximum that which is given. There are many options, a space in the given system which can be utilized. But instead of, new investment will be given and taking place for something which will be more meaningful. Optimize customer experience and processes. Why also, finally, when we talk about customers, that means passenger, but also those who use logistic on the rail, they have to be confident that those solutions suit the purpose. Only that will convince them to use it. Let's look at some use cases capitalizing on digitalization, because digitalization today is a very modern word. Everybody talks about digitalization, but very less people understand what does it mean. Yeah, and this is a very complex story. We say we want to increase, we have 100% system available, maximize network capacity, and ensure 100% occupancy. Occupancy is also one of the challenges. How to ensure as operator that I plug my train with the passengers, or if it's full, how I utilize my network to take remaining people on the way. And here, there are different solutions on the digitalization. First of all, the software must be more modular, enabling with different packages to be more flexible for different purposes. Today, still the software solutions are customized, not standardized. They cannot be utilized for different purposes. Always it takes time to, as a user, and but also as designer, to fulfill any request. Also this modular softwares will enable flexibility and fulfill the purpose. Then you use standardized APIs. We are talking about interfacing. Chris, you talk about standards. This is one of the aspects which is highly important. Otherwise, we will be not able to connect different users together. And this is highly important. It's not only one is developing, has modular solutions, but other one can connect and can be combined. And last but not least, the trend is going to the clouds. Not only to have on their own servers, but to plug in the clouds, have an easy access from everywhere in the world, less efforts for hardware, but look for the solution. So in this case, what we want to achieve by these cases, decarbonize and have an energy efficiency, I believe is not much to be explained. Not only decarbonize mobility by usage, but also produce in a respective way and design in a respective way. We're talking also more and more about usage of renewable energies and electrification. Very important topic for Thailand, by the way. we look to the main line, this aspect is not taken until today. That's why we're talking about localization with global impact. Resource efficiency and circularity, it is also about not only how I design, but also how efficient will be the rolling stone array infrastructure, and how much I can reuse this product in the future. And of course, people centricity and societal impact in finally having safe, comfortable, and ergonomic solutions, no? Because we want to convince those people to use it. You see here, old gentleman, and he is happy to use it with his bike because this solution suits his purpose. So now several examples how that kind of powerful solution can impact achievement of sustainability goals around the world. First, from the international example, and then we come to Thailand. Take this example of the left side of Egypt. Egypt, you know, pyramids, a lot of sand and so on. Time's up, they're saying, I'm ready. Okay, so countries have, by investment in Egypt, changing complete country today lead to a reduction of the emission by 70%, and 90% of the Egyptians have access to railway. Before was not the case. There was only a singular solution. Your battery-powered trains. Denmark, one operator decided to remove complete diesel-operated commuter trains. It was running with batteries, and charging of this train is done during operation. The train go under 25 kV overhead catenary in respective areas, slowing down the speed while being charged. That means they reach the distance of 100 kilometers, become meaningless because during the operation, those trains will be charged. Automatic train operation over ETCS. My colleague has spoken about. This is increase capacity, resource efficiency, and throughput in the lines because it become optimized driving. And mobility as a service is obvious, where we link all the system together. They become not intermodal, but also very flexible, very easy to be used. Example from Thailand, efficient public transportation system. I go on this very fast through the aspects. If you talk about BTS or MRT Blue Line and its extensions, first of all, the solutions are very efficient. New trains which are delivered, for example, are highly efficient. The braking is generative braking until the zero. We have less consumptions in the design as well, but also one important aspect is not only the technology, that those lines go into the operation as soon as the investment was approved. Take example of Purple Line, take example of Orange Line. It is not what I have to criticize, but you have to think yourself. As long as those are not investment turn into the operation, where you bring the people out of the road to the trains, it is lost time for your children. Please support it. I will encourage everyone to think about and say this is not only about investment of the taxpayer, but about the sustainability. Then extend the life cycle on the example here of refurbishment of BTS trains. 35 initial trains are ongoing refurbishment. There will be new propulsion system installed. That means the structure of the trains will be extended by respective measures, mechanical measures, to the 45 years, why those trains become pacemaker. Also very modern, very efficient propulsion systems. And last but not least, the rail agent, data-driven services ensure the best operation knowledge about a condition of the trains. And here's an example on the right side of MRT Blue Line, where this system is installed and where our maintainer are able to ensure 100% availability. But summarizing that from the local to global, what is also important that we have created the called what degree, 360 degree aspects of sustainability, where our team, by doing the work, is ensuring that this is given. And this is, by doing the, everyone is supporting also our global target sustainability in terms of decarbonization, ethics, very important part, of this aspect in terms of culture, governance, resource efficiency, dematerialization and so on, equity. We want that everybody has the same chance around of the world, starting by Thailand. Employability, that means ensuring that resilient in terms of employability. The people are always adapted to changing environment and conditions. They will be always able to continue being employed and provide the best of their expertise to the world, locally and globally. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a nice day.
Thank you very much, Kun Mazur. Now it's time for question. Any question from the floor for Mr. Mazur? Yes.
I did not prepare this question for him, just from what you mentioned in the slide, and I think it is very important, not only for the railway industry, but you mentioned one term, resilience. Could you give this interpretation back on your experience as a CEO of Siemens Mobility? How would you implement this for your daily life of business and also especially for railway industry? Because resilience is a quite new term, right? And the interpretation in the industry are let's say, various and depends on the people who look into this term. Could you share your experience or your interpretation on this term? Maybe people in this room can benefit.
Resilience is has wide meaning. No? In terms of employment, we know ourselves, also by the universities as well. No? This professor have to always adapt to the ongoing technological development. And now we have a new challenges, which in the past were not there: artificial intelligence, digitalization, and so on, with this digital twin, where ensuring coping with the targets and the trends of today, with the changing ecosystems, the knowledge is adopted, and that we are open-minded to and be willing to adopt ourselves to these new requirements, conditions. And in terms of employability, definitely as engineers, like a researcher and an operator maintainer, we continue to be always valuable on the market. It means the resilience. We never stop learning, we never stop to be open-minded. But resilience in terms of sustainability, our life is, we observe what is happening. We are not going to accept what is happening. We know that we have also to change ourselves, change our lifestyle, change our company, adopt to cope with that of the challenges of the day. That means we are becoming all the time needed, valuable, and and we save our life in the future. In the industry, but also on the private life.
Yeah. All right. We can have one more question. Yes, please.
Thank you. Jürgen Suppik from Deutsche Consult Asia. Thomas, it's very impressive that you employ so many local employees here, really, and having so many activities with universities and organizations, doing the marketing, maintenance here, operation, very successful. What about production? And the car industry, for example, they do CKD, completely knocked down modules. You know, they reduce it to a module which cannot be further disassembled, and then try to do some assembly locally, maybe source some spare parts. I know the rail industry is different from the car industry. You don't have the numbers of vehicles, not the continuity, but is there a possibility also for the production, for the localization of the production, in your opinion?
This question, first of all, Jürgen, you're absolutely right. We cannot compare railway industry with automotive industry. Automotive industry is the end customer related product where each country acquire this product. Railway industry has a particular customers. Majority of them are authorities, no? Even the private concessionaires, but behind end customer is our authority and the public. And there are very limited numbers in respective areas. For example, produce trains in Thailand for Thailand will not allow a manufacturer to survive. Maybe in the flat wagon, as for example ITD is doing, because his permanent needs to renew these flat wagons or to export as well. But in this very specialized industry, it's very difficult. But localization makes sense in different aspects. Localization makes sense when a country provides attractive conditions for the manufacturer in terms of taxes, in terms of labor forces, in terms of space, where their establishment can be used for the worldwide application. And this, we know this example in India, where many of brand manufacturers from Bombardier, previous Bombardier, now Alstom Bombardier had daughter establishment with Siemens as well, because of their respective conditions. First of all, for the market is very demanding in terms of the numbers, and there's still enough contracts to deliver in the country, but today there's a huge export from India around the world. Similar in China in the past, it's becoming a little less. We know other countries in Europe, eastern part of the Europe, where that kind of establishment was successfully placed. But never only for the purpose of to serve the particular country, always with international exposure. And we talk about Thailand, the chances were there, but obviously India and China were more attractive to many investors. I don't know if this last word has been spoken, but depending what is going on for the railway industry, if the focus can be changed from India, for example, to Thailand. Yeah, but it depends on the BOI, on other attractive measures to call back to Thailand. And automotive industry was very well established in Thailand, no? Because also of one of the issue is the product, because of the end customer, but second also the extreme interesting condition which attracted Japanese and other manufacturers to come to Thailand today, make Thailand to the center of competence export for that kind of article. Yeah.
Yes, maybe Thailand Center for ASEAN.
Center
that
for
could
ASEAN,
be
yeah.
something. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any more questions? Yes, please.
Person.
Nice presentation, thank you. In the UK, we tackled the problem of local content by writing TRDs with a clause in that says 55% of the vehicle shall be produced in the UK. So they gave the first project to Hitachi. Hitachi moved their whole engineering department from Japan to the UK and built a new factory. So how about that for local content? We should think about the contracts, make sure that we specify to foreign suppliers that they produce most of the product in Thailand. That might solve quite a big problem.
Yeah, this is important also aspect which I have not mentioned, the Q-press robots, that you mentioned that. Also requirements in the tender will boost that kind of a localization, but has to be done in meaningful, sensitive way, especially in the railway industry. UK is doing that very well. One, for example, for deep tube in London, is the respective requirements, the Siemens built a factory in Gole. Gole is a factory of Siemens producing the number of trains, but the extreme high number of trains. I don't know, 500 cars. Yeah, that makes sense to have the kind of factory for the British market and utilize later on for the purpose of the country. We know Bumiputra law in Malaysia where they require also local content. We know in China. But this might limit also involvement of the international bidders, because it leads to a certain limitation. And this local content has to be defined in a way that is real local content. We know that some countries promise a lot, always fulfilled on the paper, and finally it's different story. Transfer of technology, bringing Thai colleagues to other country, having nice dinner and walking around to the factories. It's not about technology transfer. That means if this is requirement given, has to be realistic and has to be proven by the supplier once signing the contracts. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. So sustainability is not just only the word, it's the value that we have to hold it, right? Yeah.
And this is more than only nature, because some people always connect sustainability with the nature. No, you see, this is very broad in meaning and challenging to everybody of us. But we have to tackle this challenge and take it. Yeah?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give applause to Kun Tomasz Mazur.